Hi, everybody. It's Monday evening. I know it's not Mother's Day night. It's typically when we would go on, but you know what? We moved it today for all the Northwest Indiana mothers. So there's that. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. It's region weather meteorologist Matt Wentz. We have a lot to talk about. Very active pattern as we get something which you've probably heard of before called a pneumonia front. It's the buzzword of the week. It's the buzzword of tomorrow. It happens tomorrow. We'll explain what that is and what you can expect weather-wise. Also, we're going to get into long-term pattern. Weekend's so important this time of year because all of you want to get outside. A lot of you did planting this last weekend. Maybe you're planning on this next weekend because it's technically past Mother's Day. We do have a cold morning to talk about. You're going to want to be aware of. And as always, we'll go long-term. We're going to treat this just like a Sunday evening Region Weather Live where we talk about not just this week ahead, but we'll go beyond that and talk the forecast then. Okay, so we'll run the open for you. We'll keep this short and sweet. I know it's 9:30. You're getting ready for bed, perhaps. So we'll get you on your way here after we run our open. Here we go. And welcome in, everybody. I hope you're doing well. It's Monday. You already got a work week day down. Only 4 more to go. 4 more to go. All right. I'm just kidding. Anyway, let me open up the comments here so I can see what you guys are saying. Carl's with us. Dave's with us. Hi, Dave. Hi, Mary. Hi, Sarah. Linda. Happy Monday evening to you. Eric's with us tonight. Susan loves the buzzwords. Vicky says, good evening. Good evening to you, Vicky. Good to be with you guys. It really is. Hi, Susan. Real quick, I want to thank our sponsors right here. Guys, you know them. I mean, they have become a family with us. And I'm going to briefly go through them, but please, if you need anything done in any of these categories, I've put my name to them. I know them personally. We've had multiple conversations. They are wonderful. They're the best group of businesses, not just because they support Region Weather, but because they really are awesome people that run awesome businesses in Northwest Indiana. So you got Lance's Lawn Care up top. Lance and his team don't just do lawn care. They don't just mow your lawn if you need it, which is something they do. They also do landscaping, and they've done some beautiful jobs for Region Weather folks. Some of you have sent pictures. So thank you to them. If you need anything done lawn care wise or landscape wise, it's that time of year. Lance, you see the number there. Ewing Mechanical Services, we're getting a new AC unit put in right now, actually yesterday and then today. To cool, we have a really old house and it's never had AC and it's hot, and that's okay. I slept without AC growing up. Anyway, Ewing's the place to go. It's Ewing Mechanical Services. They do everything AC related, HVAC, dehumidifier, humidifier, whatever it happens to be. It's ewingmech.com, family owned business. Tiger Plumbing. It's tigerplumbing.net. They don't charge service fees. They're awesome. They're like the coolest plumbers. And they have great prices, which is great. PSA you may not be aware of. We've talked about them before. It's publicserviceadjusting.com. If you have any insurance claims whatsoever on your house, whether a tree falls, neighbor's fence falls on your property, whatever it happens to be, and you don't want to deal with insurance or any of it, they'll handle the whole thing for you and get you more money. It sounds too good to be true, but read the reviews on their website. It's publicserviceadjusting.com. They have done so much good work for Northwest Indiana. All 5-star reviews. Everyone raves about them. Grieger's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram right here. I hope it's lining up on your screen. In Valpo, family-owned business. You guys know Grieger's. They've been with us for 2 years now. And then our final one here, last but not least, is our nonprofit. They're wonderful, stjudehouse.org. They do work around domestic violence, which isn't something pretty to talk about, but it's a lot of people deal with it, and it's kind of under the radar. So a couple new points they gave me. They have a mobile advocacy program where advocates will meet victims out in public, wherever you happen to be, and they'll work with them to what they need. So if you know someone that's going through this, they have the advocates that work out in the community. They meet survivors where it's safe and convenient for the survivor, coffee shops, libraries, churches, all that good stuff. And they're led by survivors themselves, and they start the service by asking, what do you need, instead of these are the services we offer, which I think is just so important. Crown Point, Cedar Lake, East Chicago, Whiting, Hobart, Gary, Maryville, Griffith, all places that they're meeting, and that continues to expand. So just give them your support. And again, they just want to get the word out about their wonderful services. Okay. All right. So thank you for letting me get through those. They are the family that keeps this going. And hopefully I'll keep your week going by letting you know exactly what to expect weather-wise. So a lot going on here. This map is just full of moisture. I don't know if you can tell. This is a water vapor map. And what you see here, all the blues and white colors, that's where you have a lot of moisture in the mid and upper levels, where clouds are basically, right? The yellows, which we usually have more of on the map, is where you have dry air at the mid and upper levels. And you notice the country is full of moisture right now. Even the West Coast, out west, it's like a monsoon season right now. Typically, they get into a dry pattern out west, but that's not the case. They've got a lot of moisture. They've got numerous daytime showers and thunderstorms. This is wonderful news on top of what was a wonderful winter for them. So you've got areas in the Colorado Rockies that are seeing rain right now, mainly during the daytime. That's going to be really, really good towards the fire season when they dry out. It has just been such a blessing out there. For us here locally, we had the high clouds today. We did get some sunshine, which was nice, but the high clouds that we've had are off of the system right here down towards Missouri. This one's going to squeeze by down towards the south. We could squeak out a shower in our southern counties as this moves through. Overall, this thing's going to move through pretty quietly, though. The thing of concern, and this is where the word pneumonia front's getting thrown around in the forecast, there's a cold frontal boundary up here where my mouse is. You really can't see it, but you can see the northwest flow there. But there's a cold front here, and this cold front's slowly sliding south. All right, and what happens, I'm going to show you temperatures here because this is where the pneumonia front comes in. What happens is when you have cold air this time of year that, is coming south, all right, there's a lot of friction on land, okay, with trees and houses and all that good stuff. So the front, makes its headway, and the cold wind behind it makes its headway, but slower than it would out over an already cold lake water. So basically, if you were to start two particles of air, one in Wisconsin and one in Lake Michigan, and you were to have them race to Northwest Indiana, the one coming across Lake Michigan would easily win because it's already got cold air in place. It's heavy and dense, and it just slides over basically a frictionless lake, right? There's no trees and stuff in the way. Whereas over land, it'd take a little bit more time. Nowhere is that going to be more evident than in tomorrow's temperature map, okay? So what we're expecting here locally, I'll just show you the map first, and then we'll get into it. So here are your temperatures. Here's tonight, our cooling, right? We get down upper 40s, comfortable night, window open kind of night. A little bit warmer down to the south where we have some of the showers with that system. But here's where you notice it. Tomorrow, we warm up nicely, normal day. Okay, this is early afternoon. We're in the 70s. Look at Wisconsin, 70s, Racine, 78, 76. As you get up towards Milwaukee, a little east of town. Here you go. Watch what happens in the afternoon. Oh, what's this? See this feature starting to show up? This is the cold air sliding across Lake Michigan and coming inland, where they're going to go from near 80 to 60 in the matter of an hour. All right, that's your pneumonia front. But for Northwest Indiana, I don't think this is going to be a big deal. And here's why. As we go throughout the afternoon, temperatures are going to start to cool as we're heading into the evening. It's still not here yet. It's reached Chicago. This is around 8 o'clock at night, 9, 10, 11. It's here around midnight or so, but we're already cool because the sun went down. All right, so it's not going to be as dramatic. We'll probably go, as you see here in the modeling, from mid to upper 60s back into the low 50s. That's a decent drop, but again, it's going to coincide with the sun going down and with the fact that we're already cooling. Will it be something you notice? Yes. Is it going to be this huge dramatic thing like it would be during the daytime? It's not. All right. Up in Wisconsin, even Chicago in the evening, that's where it's going to be a little bit more dramatic. Well, they're going to go from near 80 back into the 50s. Okay. We go from upper 60s back into the 50s. And then it's just, normal as she goes here. We're back into the 40s, very similar lows tomorrow night versus tonight. Okay. Not much change there. So that's your pneumonia front. I hope that makes sense. Again, a big buzzword. It's cool. It's neat to talk about, but it's not a huge deal. All right. If you're seeing anywhere that's making it a huge deal, because that's what they like to do. All right. Here's my other concern. And I don't know if my map goes this far. It does not. Of course it doesn't. But anyway, we may have some colder spots waking up Thursday morning. All right. Where we get into the 40s. Could we see some upper 30s? Maybe. But anyway, that's that colder morning that we were talking about last Sunday, not yesterday, but the week before. Remember, we saw that little blip of cold. It's still in the forecast, and it's Thursday morning. That's going to be our coolest morning. Do I have concerns for frost? I really don't. I'll keep you updated, but we have to keep an eye on it because we may have a spot or two in those traditionally colder spots that get down into the upper 30s, and we may have some light frost if things happen. So it might be one of the nights where if you just planted, tomatoes, flowers, annuals, whatever it is, might just want to cover them up. And this is Wednesday night, not tonight, tomorrow night, okay? Just to be safe. After that, we're golden again, all right? So let's jump into it. Another map we can look at is the rain. Here's the system that slides back down north south. You can see her model spreading maybe some light rain. A lot of that is falling into dry air, so it's not a big deal. But again, that's during the day tomorrow. I think we'll just have some clouds off of that. Here comes your pneumonia front. See the little showers it tries to kick off. See how the winds, the little arrows there change. And that's something we'll have, is it will turn breezy out of the north. And you can see it kicks off maybe a couple showers. It tries to, at least. That's not till tomorrow, late in the evening, tomorrow overnight. And then Wednesday's a pretty chilly day. Temperatures are going to struggle to get into the 60s on Wednesday. We'll get there, but it's going to be a refreshing kind of fall air mass kind of day. Let me show you. I didn't have plans to do this, but I want to show you dew points. Dew points this time of year, this measures that muggy feel to the atmosphere. Look how we don't really get into it, but you notice how tomorrow out ahead of that, we get it's not even sticky. You'll start to feel the air a little bit. When you have a dew point of 50, you start to feel humidity, but it's not that bad. This is the bad stuff down here. But watch this dry air that comes in behind it. That's my point. Boom. That is such a dry air mass. Dew points in the 20s and 30s. That's something you expect in the wintertime. So real refreshing air on Wednesday, but it will be cooler. All right. I want to jump ahead briefly before bedtime. You guys can also ask questions too. I want to jump ahead to the weekend. All right. Let's talk about weekend in terms of this frontal boundary, because we do have a front coming our way this weekend. So here we go through time. Here's Wednesday, refreshing air mass. Thursday looks great as well. Temperatures will start to bounce back. Friday is when our next front approaches, okay? We could use the rain. I know we got a good soaking going into the weekend. We could use a decent rain around here again, because, again, we're still running on the dry side. We're anywhere from just below average to 2.5 inches below average across the region, all right? So we could use another good soaking. We don't really get one this week until Friday. That's really our next chance. And this front has some moisture with it. It's not that impressive. It doesn't have a good connection with the Gulf. So we're going to have some rain around. We may have some rumbles with it, but in terms of real efficient soaking rainfalls, I don't really see that with this. But this comes in Friday. So if you have Friday plans, plan for some showers and thunderstorms as this moves in. And then it kind of stalls a little bit on Saturday off towards our east. I think we'll start to dry out Saturday. We'll probably start with clouds, and then we'll bring back sunshine. And then we look great on Sunday. Notice this little lobe of some cooler air coming in behind it. That will be another day similar to Wednesday. We'll probably be in the 60s on Saturday, probably 60s on Sunday as well. We'll see how fast we bounce back, but we'll be dry. So the weekend as of right now looks great. We may start again with some clouds on Saturday morning as that front kind of lingers, and then we should clear things out pretty nicely. And then we deal with some kind of system next week. This would be our good chance of rainfall if this were to set up. This is on the Euro, where it kind of develops a warm frontal boundary over us, where we'd have just clusters of showers and thunderstorms that develop and kind of roll along that. That would be great for rainfall. And that would be not at the end of this week, but the following week. So basically a week from today, that week. Okay. But that's it. So weekend looks okay at this point. I think we'll dry out nicely. We'll have a nice refreshing air mass again. Temperatures will come down a little bit, and we go from there. All right. So hopefully that helps. And I hope that helps explain the pneumonia front. Does anyone else have any questions on that? If not, we'll let you guys go. Tom says it's been dry. What are long-range predictions for rain? Yeah, Tom, that's on front of my mind as well in terms of that. So I can take you through it. There's really not a lot. I'll tell you, these numbers are pretty low compared to where we could be this time of year. So this is all the way. This is the Euros prediction. I'll keep that out because that's not really true yet. This is Euro's prediction through the 23rd. So this goes out the next week or so. It's got anywhere from maybe 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch, and that mainly comes on Friday. The GFS, a little bit more bullish in terms of rain. No, it's not. This is the latest run. Earlier it was. The GFS is pretty dry over us as well. It's got heavier amounts down to the south. So we're going to be needing to water our gardens, and keeping that water on our new plants and all that stuff. Okay. Maxwell, yeah, I think, I think we're covering it here in terms of the models putting us in a long-term dry pattern. It's going to be dry at least the next 10, 15 days, fairly dry. So again, that Friday rain, we really need to get as much as we can out of. Okay. After that, we'll see how models take that system next week, take that ridge. Because again, if we get showers and thunderstorms in here as we get into next week and a pretty consistent pattern, if a warm frontal boundary stalls, it's a different ball game. We don't have to worry about it. Okay. Let's see. Caitlin says, I'm a little late with this, but congrats to you and your wife. I'm currently 39 weeks pregnant. Wow, Caitlin, that's huge. That's awesome. Congratulations. It's a big week for you. That's great. Yeah, my wife is now, I think, 17 weeks, so she's way behind you. But appreciate that. Thank you very much. Chad is putting the boat in the port. 2 p.m. Would you like to enjoy it? Would like to enjoy it for a few hours. I thought you were inviting me, Chad. Thank you. Yes, I would. Yeah, you should be fine, Chad. Again, there's just a hint at maybe a couple they would be light showers, if anything, that would glide through. Let me go back to that again and show you. So this is what the HERS is pointing out tomorrow. This frontal boundary is almost by us. So this is midnight. This is tomorrow morning, midday, afternoon here. It would just be a light shower, if anything, Chad. You'll be okay, though. You really will be. Hi, Deshaun. Chad says, come on over. Thanks, Chad. I do have to work. Sorry. Got to do those newscasts. Okay, well, I think that's it. We'll get you guys on your way. Again, I appreciate your time tonight. I hope this served, obviously, a purpose for you and the week ahead and looking at your phone apps and trying to figure out what it's saying and what it means and what could change. That Friday time frame, I think that's pretty locked in. Could it shift up to Friday morning or midday? It could. As of right now, it looks like Friday afternoon we'll get the rain and the clouds may linger into Saturday. So we'll keep an eye on that. Other than that, guys, pneumonia front tomorrow. Stay healthy. All right. Again, not a big deal for us. We'll see how that goes. Okay. Thank you very much. Have a good night. Stay strong this week.